In the heart of Kenya's central highlands, nestled among rolling hills and tea plantations, a young boy was born in 1965, destined to rise to the very heart of Kenya's political power, only to fall in one of the nation's most dramatic political reckonings. This is the story of Jeffrey Rigathi Gachagua.
Sisi ni watoto ya maumau. Hatuuziwi uoga. Nyinyi mnauziwa uoga. Mnauziwa uoga. Huyu mtu ya kitendawili, sisi tulikataa yeye tangu zamani.
A man shaped by struggle, defined by service, and ultimately undone by controversy. Born in Ruguru, Nyeri County, Rigathi was the 8th child in a family of freedom fighters. His parents, Nahashon Gachagua Rariani and Martha Kirigo, were deeply involved in the Mau Mau movement, fighting for Kenya's independence from British colonial rule.
Pale sisi mulima Kenya, sisi ni watoto ya Mau Mau.
Growing up, Rigathi was surrounded by tales of resistance, resilience, and the dream of a better Kenya. The values of loyalty and service were etched into his life from an early age. Rigathi's education journey began in local primary schools, but his academic prowess soon saw him join Kianyaga High School, a respected institution known for discipline and excellence. He later earned a spot at the prestigious University of Nairobi, where he studied political science and literature.
I left Kianyaga in the end of 1983. I was at the university in October 1985. So 1.5 years, I taught in a school in Machakos called Balansi Secondary School.
It was during these years that Rigathi developed a keen interest in governance, public administration, and the mechanisms of power. But it wasn't politics that came first. After university, Rigathi joined the civil service, working as a district officer under President Moi's provincial administration. His time in the civil service was marked by diligence and rising influence. He was known to be hands-on, sometimes abrasive, but always committed. In the late 1990s, he rose to become personal assistant to then Minister of Home Affairs, Uhuru Kenyatta, a relationship that would prove pivotal later. However, after years in public service, Gachagua transitioned to business, establishing a number of companies involved in logistics and supply. It was a move that would open doors and raise eyebrows.
I left university in 1989 and served the public for 15 years, up to the year 2002. I left for the private sector for another 15 years. In those 15 years, I was a very astute businessman. And luckily for me, maybe of you who are not that lucky, it was during the Kibaki era when things were working. The economy was strong, business environment was right, and there was room to make money. And I made money that time. Those are old companies, and they are not trading. And when I became deputy president, a few companies that owned properties, I transferred to my children, and I told them to continue doing business and not to do business with the government because I don't want conflict of interest.
In 2017, Rigathi Gachagua entered elective politics. He contested for the Mathira parliamentary seat under the Jubilee Party and won. In Parliament, he cut a unique figure, forthright, outspoken, and fiercely loyal to the then Deputy President William Ruto.
Na ndio tunataka Your Excellency the Deputy President, Mungu akikusaidia kupitia kwa hawa wananchi ukuwe rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, urudishie sisi heshima yetu. Once you get a leader who is tested and who has shown results, let us build that leader. Kwa sababu tukibadilisha tunaanza mpya.
As political tensions grew between Ruto and President Uhuru Kenyatta, Gachagua became one of Ruto's loudest defenders, earning both admiration and criticism. He was unafraid to take on critics, using every opportunity to brand opponents as betrayers of the people.
Na sisi tumemshikilia kwa sababu moja. Ya kwanza, sisi tulikuwa na maagano. Na sisi ni waangwana. Na sisi hapana conmen. Na sisi hapana fraudsters. Sisi tukiagana kitu na wewe tunatimiza. Number 2, sisi watu ya mlima ni watu ya bidii kama Wakenya wengine. Na huyu kijana yenu anaitwa Ruto ni mtu ya bidii, ni mtu ya kusukuma kazi. Na sisi tunataka tupatie uongozi mtu ya kusukuma kazi kama sisi. Mnajipanga na yeye? Tutegemea nyinyi ama mtatuangusha?
His politics were unapologetically populist, and it worked. When William Ruto launched his bid for the presidency under the United Democratic Alliance (UDA), many speculated who would be his running mate. In a bold and strategic move, Ruto picked Gachagua, a man with deep roots in Mount Kenya and a track record of political loyalty.
Deputy President William Ruto has unveiled Mathira Member of Parliament Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate in the August presidential election.
I present to you the Kenya Kwanza running mate candidate, my brother and friend, Rigathi Gachagua.
The 2022 campaign trail saw Gachagua transform into a national figure. He framed himself as a son of a Mau Mau, a champion of the hustler nation, and the true voice of ordinary Kenyans.
I believe we have what it takes to realize the dreams of the hustler nation, and it will be a great honor for me to play my part, and that I will.
In September 2022, Rigathi Gachagua was sworn in as Kenya's deputy president.
I,
Rigathi Gachagua,
do swear that I will always truly and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya
that I will diligently
serve the people,
discharge my duties, and perform my functions in the said office
may I request that we take it again, please?
to the best of my judgment.
For the first time in his life, he stood just one heartbeat away from the presidency. But with power came scrutiny. Just months into office, Gachagua found himself at the center of swirling allegations. A court ruling had earlier ordered the forfeiture of over 200 million Kenyan shillings linked to him. Money the state alleged was proceeds of corruption. Though he denied any wrongdoing, the court ruled otherwise. Still, Gachagua doubled down on his political messaging. He spoke about fixing the economy, often drawing criticism for his divisive tone. His public appearances became marked by gaffes, hyperbole, and confrontational rhetoric. Within the Ruto administration, whispers of discontent began to grow. Some saw him as a liability. As time passed, the once tight alliance between President Ruto and his deputy began to show cracks.
Shida kidogo kidogo, rais na mimi na serikali tutarekebisha. Na tutaendelea kusikiza nyinyi. You are center. You are the center.
Gachagua's push for regional favoritism, his insistence on one man, one shilling, and the sidelining of other Mount Kenya leaders caused internal friction. His detractors accused him of tribalism, arrogance, and political short-sightedness.
And somebody has just said here, if you intend to run for president in 2027, please do it with a bit of decorum. Don't incite Kenyans into ethnicity or ethnic politics. Don't incite Kenyans against a government that you serve in. Nurse your ambitions and know that you will not be the president of a region. You can only be president of a country, one republic called Kenya.
His allies claimed he was being isolated for speaking uncomfortable truths. A dangerous political dance had begun.
Our top story tonight, and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua says government officials are demeaning him in the president's presence.
President William Ruto gave a promise, a commitment to the people of Kenya.
when he was complaining the way he was persecuted, he was mistreated, he was demeaned, he was harassed. He gave a commitment to the people of Kenya that under his watch, if they elect him as president, his deputy will never be demeaned, his deputy will never be harassed, his deputy will never be persecuted, his deputy will never be disrespected, and his deputy will be facilitated to work and work well. For the first year, that happened, and I'm grateful to him because he did not allow anybody to disrespect me. He did not allow anybody to interfere with my work. But the second year, I must tell you, that is happening.
In early 2025, a political storm broke. Members of Parliament filed a motion to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, citing gross misconduct, abuse of office, and bringing disrepute to the presidency. The hearings were intense, emotional, and historic. Gachagua mounted a spirited defense, accusing deep state operatives of orchestrating a witch hunt. But the tide had turned. On a somber day in April 2025, the Kenyan Senate voted to uphold the impeachment. Gachagua was officially removed from office.
If you have just joined our live broadcast, the breaking news that is in is that Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua tonight stands impeached, making history as the first sitting deputy president to be impeached by both houses of parliament. He was facing 11 counts, and they have voted on one. Well, they're voting on the second or the third one by now. But the threshold that is required is that he only needs to be found guilty of one count. And that was the very first count, charge 1, gross violation of the Constitution. And 53 senators voted on the first count that he has been charged with, thereby impeaching the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
In just over 2 years, Kenya's Deputy President had gone from power to political oblivion. Rigathi Gachagua remains a complex figure in Kenya's political history. To some, he is a brave son of the soil, bold, passionate, and unfiltered. To others, he is the embodiment of what's wrong with populist politics, divisive, reckless, and self-serving. His rise was meteoric, his fall equally swift. But one thing is clear: his journey, from the hills of Nyeri to the heights of Harambee House, will be studied for generations to come. In politics, as in life, the line between triumph and tragedy is often razor-thin. This was the rise and fall of Rigathi Gachagua.